Rupert Murdoch threatened to drag Harry to court for trespassing after appearing uninvited to his wedding. The air crackled with anticipation on a crisp May morning. The grand cathedral was bathed in a golden light, setting the stage for a spectacle unlike any other. Rupert Murdoch, the media titan, was about to wed Elena Ivanov, a stunning Russian socialite, in a union that promised to merge two empires of influence and wealth. The guest list was a veritable who's who of the global elite, heads of state, A-list celebrities, tech titans, and power brokers from every corner of the globe. This wasn't just a wedding, it was a coronation of power, a celebration of the world's most influential figures. The ceremony was about to begin, and the air hummed with hushed whispers and the clinking of champagne glasses. All eyes were fixed on the grand entrance, waiting for the arrival of the bride and groom. Suddenly, a commotion erupted near the back of the church. A hush fell over the crowd as heads turned, eyes widening in disbelief. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, had somehow managed to slip past security and was making his way towards the altar, uninvited and unwelcome. Murdoch, already standing at the altar, his face etched with a mixture of shock and fury, stiffened like a startled hawk. His usually twinkling eyes narrowed into slits, radiating an icy intensity. He had built his empire on ruthlessness and control, and this blatant intrusion was a direct challenge to his authority. His face contorted into a mask of rage, the veins in his neck bulging with suppressed fury. "How dare you show your face here?" Murdoch roared, his voice booming through the cathedral's acoustics, silencing the chattering crowd. Harry, dressed in a simple dark suit, stood his ground, his face a mixture of defiance and apprehension. He had always been a rebel, a prince who refused to be confined by tradition, a man who dared to challenge the status quo. He had faced down the press, walked away from royal life, and now he was staring down the most powerful man in media, a man who had built his empire on controlling narratives and manipulating public opinion. "I have a right to be here," Harry retorted, his voice calm but firm. The confrontation escalated with lightning speed. Murdoch's security detail, trained to handle any situation, rushed towards Harry, their faces hardened with professional detachment. But Murdoch, fueled by a primal rage, brushed past them, his hand reaching out to grab Harry's arm. "Get out of my sight!" Murdoch bellowed, his face turning crimson with fury. "You have no business disrupting my special day." He tightened his grip, dragging Harry towards the exit, his strength surprising for a man of his age. The guests watched in stunned silence, their faces a mixture of shock, horror, and morbid fascination. Some gasped, their eyes wide with disbelief at the spectacle unfolding before them, while others exchanged knowing glances, seemingly unsurprised by the eruption of raw power and unbridled anger. As Harry was unceremoniously escorted out of the church, the wedding ceremony, meticulously planned for months, was thrown into disarray. The laughter and merriment of the day were replaced by a chilling silence, broken only by the occasional gasp or whispered comment. Murdoch, visibly shaken, struggled to regain his composure, his face pale and his breathing ragged. He returned to the altar, his bride-to-be, Elena, looking on with a mixture of concern and embarrassment. The incident sparked a firestorm of controversy. Harry's supporters, those who had admired his courage in breaking free from the constraints of royal life, condemned Murdoch's actions as a blatant display of power and privilege. They saw it as a symbol of the media mogul's ruthlessness, his willingness to silence any dissenting voice, any challenge to his authority. They accused him of using his power to intimidate and bully, a tactic he had perfected over decades of building his empire. Murdoch's defenders, those who saw him as a visionary, a pioneer who had revolutionized the media landscape, argued that Harry had overstepped his boundaries, disrupting a private event. They claimed that Harry's presence was a deliberate attempt to sabotage the ceremony, a calculated move to draw attention to himself and his own personal grievances. They painted him as a disgruntled prince, a man who couldn't accept his diminished role in the royal family and was seeking to reclaim his lost status. The Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, who had always been a vocal supporter of her husband, issued a statement condemning Murdoch's actions. What are your thoughts on this? Let me see them in the comments. Thanks and have a nice day.